Could you imagine if victims were the only advocates for exposing culture in the US? Like, they have to get up and describe every single scenario in which it has happened and how it could continue to happen. Like, they have to look at every tragedy that pops up and decides whether or not it constitutes sexual assault or not, and explaining why to ignorant mouth breathers whose default position is that doesn't exist anymore and that we should move on. That's how it feels being a black man explaining racism in America. And I get it. Empathy and understanding are exhausting. But we do these things not because they're easy, but because they are very, very hard. If you are exhausted and tired of hearing about racism, imagine how tired we must be experiencing it and being gaslit into believing it only exists because we are carrying it with us and not because it is being cleverly hidden in more and more concise spaces. So if I can stomach reading and learning about the systemic abuses that have haunted this country all the way to its present, then I damn sure don't want to hear anyone complaining about why we can't just move on and focus on different issues. If you read my comments, in the few instances where I get them, you've probably seen me say this, but racism is like a cancer. Imagine you spent the first 20 of your life with cancer, and they finally clear out a major part of the infection. If the doctor comes back to you and says, hey, there's more health issues here, are you going to say to that doctor, why are we still talking about cancer? Or are you going to ask, what can we do to root out the rest? American law was foundationally structured down to the entirety of its core on one law, that some people are not worthy of being people. This law was exercised for centuries. Getting rid of it isn't going to take a Civil Rights Act and an MLK. Or did you fucks forget about the decades of racialized violence and discrimination that followed the Civil Rights Act? And I get it. When I was a teenager, I would hear guys like Rev Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and other community leaguers in the local area talk about black struggle, and I would think to myself, like, why can't we just move past it? Like, come on, like, there's no racists throwing insults to the streets, and there's no segregated water fountains. Like, what are we fighting for? And then Trayvon Martin was murdered. And I saw a kid who did stuff just like me and my brothers who got chased and gunned down by somebody many times his age. And I saw it happen over and over and over again. And while this was happening, I saw the people I interacted with in real life let their guards slip too. I saw white people across the streets not be near me. I see more and more racist dog whistles thrown around in random conversation out in public. I can't even go on social media without seeing racist caricatures of me and my people built off of stereotypes. But you know who I don't see this happening to? We can have a world that doesn't make everything about race when we stop letting people use these slick methods to keep race on the forefront. And the proof is in every single one of these woke environments that people criticize. You go to these places that put inclusivity at the forefront, and they don't have this issue with this deep-seated division. They don't have this issue with imbalanced representation. You cut out the cancer, and then you continuously screen for it at every opportunity. Because the real post-racial society is the friends you make along the way.